What is the difference between policy and law?
Hey there! Welcome to today's video, where we'll be discussing the difference between policy and law. These two terms are often used interchangeably, but they actually have distinct meanings and implications. So, let's dive in and explore their differences.
What is policy?
Policy refers to a set of guidelines, principles, or rules that guide decision-making and actions within an organization, government, or institution. Policies are generally developed to achieve specific objectives, address challenges, or regulate certain activities. They can be created by governments, businesses, or other entities to establish standards, procedures, and expectations. Policies are not legally binding, but they are authoritative and carry significant weight. They provide a framework for decision-making, define acceptable behaviors, and outline strategies to achieve desired outcomes. Policies are flexible and can be revised or updated as circumstances change.
What is law?
In contrast to policy, law refers to a system of rules and regulations that are established and enforced by a governing authority, such as the government. Laws are legally binding and carry the force of the state. They are enacted to maintain order, protect individual rights, and promote justice within a society. Laws are created through a formal legislative process and are usually codified in written form. They have clear and specific requirements, penalties, and consequences for non-compliance. Violation of laws can result in legal action, including fines, imprisonment, or other legal sanctions.
Key differences between policy and law.
While both policy and law serve important roles in shaping behavior and guiding actions, there are several key differences between them. Legal binding policies are not legally binding, meaning that non-compliance does not typically result in legal consequences. However, they are still influential and can impact an organization or individual's reputation and relationships. On the other hand, laws are legally binding, and failure to comply with them can lead to legal repercussions, including fines, penalties, or even imprisonment. Authority and enforcement policies are developed and enforced by the organization or entity that establishes them. Compliance with policies is generally expected, but enforcement is internal and can vary. Laws, on the other hand, are established by the government or legislative bodies and are enforced by the judicial system. They apply to everyone within the jurisdiction and are enforced by law enforcement agencies, courts, and other legal mechanisms. Scope and applicability policies are specific to the organization or entity that creates them. They can be tailored to address unique circumstances, goals, or challenges faced by the organization. Policies are not universally applicable and may differ between entities or even within different departments of the same organization. Laws, however, are applicable to everyone within the jurisdiction of the governing authority. They are generally broader in scope and are intended to regulate conduct and establish standards that apply uniformly to all individuals and organizations within the jurisdiction. To wrap up, policies and laws serve distinct purposes and have different levels of authority and enforcement. Policies provide guidelines and expectations within specific organizations or entities, while laws are legally binding regulations enforced by the government. Understanding the difference between policy and law is crucial, as it helps us navigate the complexities of governance, decision-making, and compliance. Remember that policies can be revised or updated more easily than laws, which often require a formal legislative process. Thanks for watching today's video. I hope this explanation has provided you with a clear understanding of the differences between policy and law. If you have any further questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. Stay curious and keep learning.